Hi, and welcome back to Musicians Edition Practice with me for flute. I'm your teacher, Reesa, and today we're working in the Rubank Intermediate Method for flute, and we really are coming close to the end here. So it might be time to be getting your advanced book, Volume 1. There are 2 advanced books. We're going to move on to the advanced Volume 1 next, okay? So make sure you be ordering that now, so by the time we hit our advanced series, you're ready to go. Okay, so today we're looking at page 39. We're looking at triple tonguing today, so hopefully you have been working on your double tonguing on your own time, but triple tonguing is going to switch things up a bit, so we're going to have a little bit more to work on, okay? So like double tonguing, we're going to do triple tonguing for fast passages only, okay? This time, according to the book, I'm just reading the top, the tongue has to make 3 strokes that are produced by using the letters T, K, T. Just like we did with our double tonguing, we also used T's and K's. We're doing the same thing. The only thing now is that we're doing T, K, T, T, K, T. So hopefully the mic can get it. It goes ta, ka, ta, ta, ka, ta, ta, ka, ta, ta. Okay? Let me use the flute. Maybe we can hear it better. Okay, so it's T, K, T, T, K, T, T, K, T, okay? T, K, T, starting over with T. Hopefully that's not too confusing. Now the challenge here, and this is why the book says, the player must be careful to produce equal tones of each letters, is a lot of times when we're learning the triple tongue, we end up emphasizing that very first T, because that's where the beat sends. So it's a lot of beginners go, okay, no, the book doesn't want us to do that, and you don't want to get into the habit of that either. So when you're working on your triple tonguing, to be honest, I think the best route to do, of course we'll play through this, we're going to only do this slow, okay, because it takes time to get that tongue to really work in that sense, and especially we've worked on the double tonguing, now we're switching it up. It's almost like we're starting over a little bit, or almost like we're unlearning, even though we're not, because double tonguing is still applicable. We're just changing things up, okay? So it takes some time. So if you're on the couch, if you're doing dishes, if you're just brushing your hair in the morning, whatever, it's easy enough to just work on the tonguing aspect of it without the flute. And that's what I would recommend doing when you don't have your flute, or, you know, just for that extra practice, okay? That's easy to do. Just do the tonguing practice. Okay? And then you can eventually start speeding it up once you get it. Okay? So that's a way to get some extra practice in without your flute. Okay? All right. So now let's actually look at our exercises, okay? So let's take a look at exercise number 1. We have 2 sharps here, just so we're aware. This is written in common time, okay, so we don't have to worry about this. This exercise, note-wise, is not going to be anything complicated. It's just kind of keeping things consistent per measure. So all we're mainly focused on is the tonguing, okay? So let's go ahead and try that. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4. Excellent job. Hopefully that pace was fine for you. If it was too fast, just remember you can slow it down, and maybe even just start it on your own with the tonguing. Okay? It takes a good hunk of coordination for those. And you also might find yourself towards the end where those quarter notes are, you might find yourself hitting the K on that. So make sure you practice with just that lands on the t, not the k, the t. So make sure you practice even just that, because that'll throw you off for your upcoming one. Or not really, but you should do it with the t. T, k, t, t, k, t, t, k, t, t. Okay? The more you do it, the more you kind of get comfortable with it. It's like when you were first learning how to ride a bike. All right, I'm not going to have us do it over and over and over again, because this is something you have to really do on your own time, and make sure you speed it up too. This is not the tempo that this is supposed to be at. It needs to be and even faster than that. Okay, so work your way up to as fast as you can, and then keep pushing it, keep pushing it, keep pushing it. Okay, and that's how you get it.
This lesson is brought to you by the Musician's Edition practice book. Make goals and keep track of progress throughout the whole year. When you're done with this video lesson, don't forget to mark this practice time in your Musician's Edition practice book. Now back to the video.
All right, but just so we can at least get started and get it going, let's go on to exercise number 2, okay? Taking a look at our key signature, we're taking that C sharp out, F sharp only now. Still in common time, makes it easier, okay? Now, we're going to be switching up some of our notes here, so it's not going to be consistently on the same note for the entire measure. As you can see, it is still going to be on the same kind of set for most of them until we get down to the second line, okay? So it's gonna throw us in for a loop a little bit. So once again, we're gonna do this just slow for today, and then I want you to speed it up on your own time. All right, here we go, ready? 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, that one is much harder, isn't it? Especially on the ones that we change the notes to. Okay, so if you really struggled with that, once again, slow it down and even do that. You could do that note by note without even the pace. And then start speeding it up. Same thing. Ta-ka-ta-ta, ta-ka-ta-ta. Okay, and then to really get things even more, if you're like, I'm getting lost here, you can always bring your metronome in too and help with the pacing too. Okay, so those are it just takes a while to get it, okay? But make sure you just practice it nice and slow, get used to the feel of the rhythm. That helps tremendously because it's a pattern. Technically, it's a pattern here, okay? And then start speeding it up. Once again, practice without your flute. That's gonna help as well, okay? And then you can just start adding them in. It's those ones that move on it that feels a little, so just take that slow. There's also a lot of students who are first learning this too. It's hard to keep that airstream consistent. So this is also what the top is talking about being careful to produce the equal tones, is sometimes you might be blowing too much air with those, so you might be getting your harmonics or screeching sounds with it, okay? Just need to reel it back, slow it down, okay? All right, so I don't kill all our time today. Once again, this is you having to practice up to the tempo. We're gonna move on to exercise number 3. We have the same key signature going, so our 1 F sharp. We're in 2/4 now, okay? But this looks a lot grosser as everything is broken down into 16ths. So it looks really gross, but remember it's in 2. Okay, we're still triple tonguing here. It's just gonna be like faster. So you definitely wanna make sure you have exercises 1 and 2 down before you really start trying to nail number 3. But I don't want us to just forget about it because, oh, we need to practice first. I still want us to at least go over it, okay? So we're gonna just try to speed, well, we'll keep our tempo nice and slow. It's gonna feel faster. All right, here we go, ready? And it helps that these aren't jumping around like that last exercise. So this one has a tendency to be a runaway train when you're first starting off, or even then, it has a tendency to be a runaway train. So we're gonna use the metronome for this one to make sure we don't just run away with it. Okay, I'm gonna set us nice and slow at 50, because remember, it's gonna feel faster. It's gonna be more intense anyway. All right, ready? Here we go. 1, 2, 1, 2. So you can see even just that feels like a lot. So once again, master 1 and 2 first, and then you'll be able to practice 3 a lot better. All right, but still we have to move on. So moving on to exercise 4. This is like a strictly tongue exercise, and this is a great one to be doing. Okay, we have the single exercise, single tonguing. It's going to move on to double tongue and triple tongue. And just mentioning real quick too is because some sheet music won't have the T. Well, most of them won't have the TKs, but they will have the dots written above along with the slash, okay? And I think we mentioned this for double tonguing, I don't remember, but in case it was missed. We have the note with the slash with the dots above it, okay? So if you ever see that in your sheet music where it's got the 1 slash and the 2 dots above it, it means they want you to double tongue it. If you look down below, you'll still see the slash, but now you see the 3 dots. So that means they want you to triple tongue that, okay? So if you ever are looking at your sheet music and it's written in a fast tempo and it has the slash and either 2 dots, 3 dots, or not even the slash or the dots, it'll help guide you in which kind of tonguing they want you to use, whether it's single, double, or triple. All right, so let's give this a try with single. This is written in 4/8, so it's written a little differently, okay? And I think they wrote it that way just so it can feel slower as we're learning. So let's just give this a try, okay? 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, excellent job. Let's go ahead and take a look at double tonguing now, okay? Same pace, now it's just gonna be doubled, okay? So that means that G, for example, is going to be tongued twice, okay? Almost like an 8th note. But remember, t, k. Just like that, okay? Here we go, ready? 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, excellent job. Now taking a look at our triple, going to be the same thing, okay? But now it's going to be triple tongued per each note. Okay, we're still gonna take it slow so we can get the tongue movement really accurate. All right, here we go, ready? 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, excellent job. So that covers us on our triple tonguing, nice and slow. So make sure you take time to really practice that, practice the tonguing, and definitely practice speeding it up as you start to get it. Because remember, they're for fast passages, not slow passages, okay? So make sure you take your time, really work on that, all right? And then coming up next, what do we have? Using 5th and 6th fingers. All right, so yes, make sure you practice this, and I'll see you in a couple weeks for page 40. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, let me know down in the comments. While you're down there, don't forget to hit like, notify, and subscribe so you don't miss any of our practices. Thanks for joining, and until next time.